going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably already know, the other day, a new aftermarket part released into Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. As you know, it always does. Every single week on Wednesday, there's a brand new aftermarket part, or sometimes they put in a camo or something of that sort. You know, it's always randomized. But this week's aftermarket part is definitely one that you do not want to miss out on. And honestly, I'm kind of shocked Sledgehammer Games went ahead and introduced this into Modern Warfare 3. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. Post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And we are going to be trying to branch out, post some other content as well. You know, I want to talk a little bit more about Battlefield 2042. It's a couple more topics I want to discuss within the Battlefield realm. And obviously, when X-Defiant drops, we are going to discuss that game like no tomorrow. You know, video after video after video. I want to talk about X-Defiant so much. The reason you don't see it on the channel right now is because, I mean, obviously, there's nothing to talk about. The only content I could possibly push out to you guys is saying, yep, you know, it got postponed again. So I'm just waiting until it drops so I can get some real juicy, detailed videos. But of course, like I said, if you want to stay notified on all that stuff, hit that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do that pretty much daily over on Kick. We're not going to be live on Friday and Sunday this week. I believe this video is going live on Friday. So today, we won't be live, but we will be back on Saturday. And we might actually grind out some Helldivers. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff and you want to partake in the open lobbies, you can find a link to my Kick stream down in the description of this video. And that usually starts around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, Sledgehammer Games has made a massive boo-boo when it comes to Modern Warfare 3. Again, I know everybody's going to say, oh my god, he can't make up his mind if he likes the game or if he hates the game. Look, like I said, I say it all the time on this channel. If I like something, I'm going to like it. If I hate it, I'm going to let you guys know I hate it. Personally, I think this gun is, like, not bad. It's enjoyable to use. I can't deny the facts that it is complete, utter cheese. And Sledgehammer Games has really... This right here is going to gunk up completely the whole Modern Warfare 3 experience. But as you can see, this right here is the Jack Outlaw 277 kit. Basically turning your BAS-B battle rifle into a lever-action, I guess, sniper rifle at that point. It's a longbow. You know, to basically summarize it up, it's a freaking longbow. And you can see the stats right here for the Jack Outlaw kit. It gives you a fire rate at hip increase, damage increase, bullet velocity increase, and damage range increase. And of course, I know everybody's going to say, well, that's just going to make the BAS-B insane, but you have to keep in mind, it's not a fully automatic anymore. It's not really technically a battle rifle. It's turning it into practically a marksman or sniper rifle. And the cons of this thing are the fire rate in ADS is a little bit reduced, and also aim down sight speeds is reduced as well. But I'm going to tell you right now, the cons are non-existent for this weapon, okay? You know, they might claim that the fire rate in ADS is lower, but it really isn't. It is literally the Longbow 2.0. I don't know why we necessarily needed this style of weapon when we already have an overpowered weapon of this sorts already. But here we are, and it's already introduced into the game. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and showcase to you guys my actual class setup here. I rock a suppressor on this bad boy. I do use the overpressured ammunition because obviously you can't put on a rear grip, magazine. You can't put on basically anything on this weapon. An underbarrel is useless. You know, it's a sniper rifle. I don't need anything for recoil. Absolutely useless. If you want to put a barrel on it, that's up to you. But personally, I don't really rock this gun at long ranges, mostly on small quartered maps, so I don't really rock a barrel. Lasers, again, up to you. But I prefer using overpressured ammunition because it gives flinch to the enemy target. So if you do hit an enemy, their gun is going to be going to the sky, which is going to throw them off a little bit. So if you don't get a one-hit shot, more than likely you can line up your second shot with no problems because you probably won't take any damage because they can't even aim straight. Then, of course, I use the Jack Glassless Optic because I like the way it gives you better, you know, obviously aim stability. And then I use the Sawed Off mod, basically stock, because it gives you better, you know, movement, ADS speeds, all that stuff, since obviously one of the cons is a reduction of ADS speeds. But yeah, like I literally just said, this thing is ridiculous. It's overpowered, and I don't know if it's ever going to be fixed because as we all know, the longbow has still yet to be touched, and honestly, it just keeps getting buffed more and more and more. I just don't see the purpose of needing more equipment like this or more attachments. It seems to be a common trend that Sledgehammer continuously, you know, keeps up with this game. It's sad, too, because I really enjoy the gameplay of Modern Warfare 3, but every single time they add something new into the title, it's usually a one-hit damage machine. You know, you're adding in things that are going to be able to demolish, things like, you know, chainsaw attachments, and, you know, like you see right here, the aftermarket part that turns the BAS-B into pretty much a sniper rifle, you know, shotgun attachments, which turn, you know, a already decent enough shotgun into an absolute demon machine. a lot of these aftermarket parts have been leaning more towards the toxic, one-hit kill side of the game, which isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. That's not bad whatsoever. And having something like this implemented into the game isn't necessarily a problem. I don't really hate weapons like the longbow, or as you can see right here, this aftermarket part for the BAS-B. I don't hate stuff like this. I just hate when it's incorporated into games with 150 HP and you feel defenseless on certain maps. Small maps are absolutely destroyed because of the longbow. I mean, that's already common knowledge. We all already know this. The longbow dominates small maps. And on top of that, if you haven't noticed this already, the aim assist on the longbow is actually base AR aim assist. So basically, you're getting a sniper rifle with assault rifle aim assist instead of having sniper rifle aim assist. So it makes it even more overpowered of a weapon. So you best believe on the small map mosh pit, that's what everybody rocks. Put a red dot or an iron sight on that thing, and it turns into a demon machine. And, forget about the aim assist as well and how it has base AR aim assist. But even for mouse and keyboard players, as you can see from my gameplay right here, it just, it demolishes. It's an easy point-and-click weapon. It's as simple as that. It's an easy point-and-click weapon. And like I just said, it's not bad, but in a game with 150 HP, you feel defenseless on a lot of these small maps. I don't know what else to use against these guys. I'm going to be straight up with you guys, I've opted into just using shotguns. Every single time I see a map like Stash House, DOS House, I would say Rust is an exception because there are a little bit more, distant ranges when it comes to engagements, but Shipment, DOS House, Stash House, all of the above. I don't bother using ARs. I don't bother using SMGs. Pull out a shotgun or pull out a longbow, because you best believe if you go up against any competent longbow player, they are going to absolutely demolish you before you can even get a shot off. And if they're using the overpressurized bullets, you're not even going to be able to stay on target. So they're going to demolish you regardless. No matter how good your skill level, you are going to be put into the dirt. And that right now is a current problem. And to be real, I don't even know how to resolve this issue. Seriously, how would you even resolve this? You can't take away the damage of the sniper rifle because then it becomes useless. I mean, maybe you can reduce the fire rate of the thing since it can chamber bullets so quickly. But that right there is really the only option I can think of, because any other nerf to these weapons will make them completely useless and nobody will touch them. And that's not what we want. We want to make sure everything in this game is usable. So we have to find a middle ground. I wish that we could make the game to where everything is stupidly overpowered, like back in the OG Model Warfare 2 2009 days. I miss those days of COD where everything was stupid. Yeah, the intervention might have been crazy, and noob tubes might have been nuts, and the ACR might have had no recoil, but so did everything else in the game. Not saying that every other gun had no recoil, but I'm just saying all the other guns were fantastic. Maybe the F2000 was the roughest gun to use in Model Warfare 2 2009, but everything across the board was freaking disgusting. So it didn't matter what you used. It didn't matter if you used meta or something that was overpowered, because over half the weapons in the catalog can still compete. Whereas when you have 150 HP, there is a huge balancing problem. And this is where I have to be honest with you guys. I don't think any of this stuff will ever be resolved. And I personally believe that as long as we have 150 HP, these problems will always be in Call of Duty. It sucks because I enjoy 150 HP to a certain extent, but I made a video about this a little while ago. I just have to opt into 100 HP because it's easier to balance. There's not been a single game, a single Call of Duty game, where they opted into 150 HP and the balance has been normal. Not a single one. Every single time, snipers, marksmans, battle rifles, burst weapons. Every single frickin' time. And yeah, they have balanced it partially good in certain departments, like, Cold War. As the game went on, they balanced it out over time. But overall, like I said, I can think of every single one. Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 4, and, Black Ops Cold War. Like, every single time, we're dealing with the same stuff. It's not even a shocker anymore. Like, if we get another game with 150 HP, I'm going to automatically assume that weapons like the longbow and burst weapons are going to be the default go-to, type of content that you want to mess around with, because it's going to demolish the competition because it has the best damage. Like I said, I think the only way to really balance out this BAS-B aftermarket part and also the longbow is to lower the chamber speed. You have to. That's the only thing I could think of, because that's what annoys me the most about these weapons when I go up against them, and that's what I love the most about these weapons when I'm personally using it and I'm stomping out enemies. How quickly I can mow down enemies back to back to back. I don't have to chamber in a bullet. It doesn't take like 5 seconds to get another bullet in, even though it never takes 5 seconds, but I'm over-exaggerating. But you get the idea, right? Compared to any other sniper in the game, these types of weapons like the longbow, they don't have to take long. You literally have another shot out within like a half a second. You know, it's almost like a semi-automatic weapon at that point, but it has the damage of a sniper rifle. And that's where we run into these problems where people can literally just run nonstop on small, close-quarter maps and bam, 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 bam. They don't got to think about how they're positioning themselves or where they're going or, you know, how long it's going to take to get another bullet into the weapon so they can engage again. No, that's not even a concept. That's not even an idea that's running through their head. The only thing running through their head is how fast they can run to the map and how many kills they'll get and, you know, the fastest amount of time. But to go ahead and summarize, I don't necessarily think this is Sledgehammer's fault that it's so overpowered. You know, I think they just wanted to go ahead and add in another weapon like the longbow into the mix. The problem is 150 HP, and I don't think that's ever going to be resolved. The only way I could think of resolving this is to, like I said, lower the chambering speeds, but at the same time, you'll still have other weapons like, you know, the knives, the chainsaw, shotguns, other weapons that will just dominate up close and personal. So you'll resolve one thing, but there will still be an endless amount of other possibilities that will obviously pop up in replace of the longbow and the BAS-B aftermarket part. But still, I got to put the blame on Sledgehammer in one thing and one thing only. Why would you add another longbow? That's where I got to put the blame on them. I'm not blaming them for it being ridiculous because, again, that just comes with the time to kill. But why would you add another one in? You knew that the community didn't like it. I mean, I guess they like it because you always see it in the small map mosh pit, but the number one complaint I always see is that the small maps are just overrun by longbows. Nobody even uses any more snipers. You don't even see skilled snipers anymore. These things right here take no skill. I'm telling you right now. And if you think it takes skill, I have a really hard truth to go ahead and break to you, man. Like I said, they take no skill. These are the easiest weapons in the universe to use. It takes no effort to go ahead and put an iron sight or a red dot on and just flick from target to target and absolutely demolish lobbies. And you don't see anybody using basic snipers anymore. Everybody just opts into this cheese. You know it's a problem. Why would you add in a part 2 version of a problem that's already in the game? I don't know, but go down in the comments section, leave your opinions down below. Did you unlock this aftermarket part? What do you think of it? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? And do you agree with my longbow rant here, or do you think that I'm just crazy and the longbow and the BAS-B aftermarket part have a perfect place within Modern Warfare 3? But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And if you want to catch my live streams, I do that over on Kick. Again, no stream on Friday this week and no stream on Sunday this week, but Saturday we will be live. So like I said, tune into the stream. I got a link to that down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.